So for my project presentation, I chose the nonprofit organization called New Pathways for Youth. It's meant to serve youths aged 12 to 21 through a series of social, academic, and job entrepreneurship or mentorship, basically. So they have about 5 primary beliefs that their entire program is based off of. And it's a couple of statements. It's youth do as we do. There are no bad kids, only bad choices. Youth take actions consistent with the future they see for themselves. Caring adults make a difference in the lives of youth. All youth can make a positive impact in their community, and our kids broaden and enrich us more than we teach and enrich them. And the principle of this nonprofit organization is to encourage youth to seek advancement and education instead of falling into bad behaviors such as criminal acts. They have a number of positive outcomes. So they have their entire financial documentation available for review on their website. They list their statement of cash flows from June 2017 and 2016. I don't think they have the updated information for 2018 just yet. But in the year of 2017, they gathered about $247,000 from operating activities, programs they ran to get donations from the community. And then they used those to fund all of their campaigns, the programming for the next year. So they are heavily funded by community donations. They're a nonprofit organization. And they have access to a line of credit that has a maximum of about $200,000 with Bank of America. But as of June 2017, that balance was still zero. So they're not charging a lot of money for their services. So typically what they include are transformative mentoring programs. So it's like a one-on-one program with youths that are between the ages of 9 to 21 who are paired with an adult based on their interests and skills and also what the mentor themselves is interested or skilled in. And so they meet up for the first time and then they set goals for themselves. Like if the kid wants to achieve more academically, they define goals, reachable goals that they can go through in their time together and achieve, and then they figure out ways to accomplish those goals. So they have that. They have structured work programs or workshops where it's planned curriculum by the nonprofit staff, and they basically decide to target the youth's social, economic, and academic learning skills for improvement. So if they notice that there's a group of kids who are struggling with creating emotional coping behaviors that are healthy for them, they will create a workshop designed to focus on that particular issue. They also have what they call enrichment activities, and it's basically a support system for building a rapport between the staff members of the nonprofit, their mentors, the youth mentors, and the youths who are involved in the program. And then on the other side of that, the mentors are also required to do ongoing training classes throughout their time with the nonprofit organization. Some of the real big positives about this program is that it keeps children off of the streets, essentially. They have parent workshops where youth who are enrolled in there can bring their parents along, and they can also learn how to speak English. They can learn about different social and emotional coping skills. And the parents also have access to help with employment searches, how to improve their own social and emotional coping skills, and how to interact with their children better. They do get monthly contact from the mentor to the parent and guardian, so they get updates on how their kid's doing, how they're progressing in the program, and the things that they've accomplished. And it's basically there to increase family stability and make sure that the goals that the mentors are enforcing when they're working one-on-one with youths are being reinforced at home. I guess some of the positive outcomes from the program is that they've helped over 5,500 kids, and according to their statistics, they have a 1 to 3 return on investment by preventing the future need for more costly social and criminal justice services. So some of the things that they say they do is they help break the cycle of poverty and violence, because they decrease the likelihood of juvenile crime, improve health outcomes, reductions in teenage pregnancy, reduce substance abuse. They have kids who are now focused on developing reasonable and attainable goals and skills. They have a more positive outlook on the future and what they can accomplish in the future, so they don't feel so hopeless. And having access to a free mentoring program reduces the need for more expensive therapeutic or counseling programs available in the community. It helps develop that trust between youths and adults that is sometimes lacking in more higher crime communities, because they start to trust adults, they start to view them as not the enemy. And they do help increase school attendance and graduation, and they help improve parenting skills. So if a child is struggling outside of the home because they have a bad home life or they feel disconnected from their parents come to these workshops or work with a nonprofit organization, and they get to improve those skills, which improves the relationship with their child. And then that can stop substance abuse or truancy from a teenager farther down the road. Let's see. What else? So most of my information came from the actual organization itself. I did some background searches on their financial history based off of the things that were available, but they are very open and honest about the documentation. They have a few commercial videos about the program, specifically New Pathways for Youth, and they're really straightforward and very simplistic about what they want. They have very attainable goals, and I really liked that about them. They focus on essentially one problem area in the community and how to improve that, and that's the only aspect they work on. They have just a very positive and encouraging outlook towards juveniles who commit crime. They aren't looking at these kids as hopeless and they deserve to be locked up without a second chance or anything. They're offering them resources to, one, prevent that behavior, and two, also change the path they're on if they do start down that road, which I thought was an excellent use of resources. So yeah, if you ever check out New Pathways for Youth, they're located at npfy.org. I think they're a great organization. They were probably my favorite one that I looked at, and I looked at about 6 or 7 of them. So I highly encourage you to check it out and maybe even become a mentor. Thanks.